This is the reason why mothers are more devoted to their children than fathers. It is that they suffer more in giving them birth and are more certain that they are their own. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. To write well, express yourself like common people, but think like a wise man. Or, think as wise men do, but speak as the common people do. We live in deeds, not years, in thoughts, not breaths, in feelings, not in figures on a dial. We should count time by heartthrobs. He most lives who thinks most, feels the noblest, acts the best.
We praise a man who feels angry on the right grounds and against the right persons and also in the right manner at the right moment and for the right length of time. Why is it that all those who have become eminent in philosophy, politics, poetry, or the arts are clearly of an atrabilious temperament and some of them to such an extent as to be affected by diseases caused by black bile? The society that loses its grip on the past is in danger, for it produces men who know nothing but the present, and who are not aware that life had been, and could be, different from what it is. The true and the approximately true are apprehended by the same faculty. It may also be noted that men have a sufficient natural instinct for what is true, and usually do arrive at the truth. Hence the man who makes a good guess at truth is likely to make a good guess at probabilities. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. You will never do anything in the world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control, and outnumbers both of the other classes. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire.
Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. For what is the best choice, for each individual is the highest it is possible for him to achieve. Friends hold a mirror up to each other. Through that mirror they can see each other in ways that would not otherwise be accessible to them, and it is this mirroring that helps them improve themselves as persons. Anybody can become angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy.
Perfect friendship is the friendship of men who are good, and alike in excellence, for these wish well alike to each other qua good, and they are good in themselves. Teenagers these days are out of control. They eat like pigs, they are disrespectful of adults, they interrupt and contradict their parents, and they terrorize their teachers. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice he is the worst. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. I have gained this by philosophy that I do without being commanded what others do only from fear of the law. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous.
The beauty of the soul shines out when a man bears with composure one heavy mischance after another, not because he does not feel them, but because he is a man of high and heroic temper. The difference between a learned man and an ignorant one is the same as that between a living man and a corpse. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead.
The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. It is the one thing that cannot be learned from others, and it is also a sign of genius, since a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity of the dissimilar. The happy life is regarded as a life in conformity with virtue. It is a life which involves effort and is not spent in amusement. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold.
It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. It is easy to perform a good action, but not easy to acquire a settled habit of performing such actions. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom.
Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form but with regard to their mode of life. Poetry demands a man with a special gift for it, or else one with a touch of madness in him. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal, and history only the particular.
Every rascal is not a thief, but every thief is a rascal. A likely impossibility is always preferable to an unconvincing possibility. Thank you for your visit to channel quotes 7788. Hope this is useful. Don't forget to subscribe to likes and positive comments. Greetings to all of us brothers and sisters, and let's all always spread peace.